Well, it's like I just wanna I just want to focus on like the FD punish specifically, because
Oh, the FD punish.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sure. It's huge,
Because like
so
yeah,
that's
it's just like I
good to
feel like I'm
focus on.
not getting the meaty punish that I know you should be getting,
Gotcha.
and also just I can't. I don't know. Like I get locked down by lasers so easily, and I don't know. Moving out of them has been pretty hard.
Okay, cool. FD's a perfect stage to learn all that. That's why, like, just as a general tip, if you ever struggle in a matchup, I always like to visualize FD or like play FD if you can, because it definitely simplifies the matchup. And even though you need to know how to deal with platforms, if you can't deal with FD, I think it's going to make the platforms way more confusing. Like when you go to platform stages. All right, let me
Okay.
share my screen. Okay. You see my cursor moving?
Yep.
Cool. All right. I'll just go ahead and watch a bit, see what we got. Oh. And you're green. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me take notes as we go through. I hate getting reflected lasered. Nice.
This is right where I was like,
Do you have any like intuitions or thoughts about it before I actually look it over?
well, it's just like, I get pushed to the side of the stage so easily,
Okay.
and it's like the worst spot for Falco. I don't know. It's just like,
And you feel like it's because of the lasers,
I think
primarily.
mostly, yeah. Like I can't, like I don't move out of the lasers forward enough, quick
Mm-hmm.
enough to like, uh, cut off an approach, and I don't. So I'm always retreating, and then it's never. It's just like I'm always. They know what I'm.
Yeah, I mean, I've been there. Okay, let's see. Actually, sorry. Well, I guess it's fine. Do you remember what you were going for here? After this laser?
Probably a grab or shine.
Okay.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
looked like you were going for shine. I just wanted to make sure that was what you were going for. So that was a good call. But if you were like trying to do something else, I'd have to go over it. Okay. That was good.
Up, double jump.
I'm sorry?
I said up, double jump.
Here, let me turn down my my dolphin. It's a little hard to hear you. Oh, yeah, I see it now. Nice. Oh, that sucked. How did that happen? It looked like you weren't quite ready to grab. Grabbing out of short can be weird at first. Oh no. Okay. That actually probably wasn't as bad as you think.
Last stock, I don't know.
Well, I mean, you just like threw away that last stock, and then yeah, we'll go through it.
Okay.
There's still plenty that we could talk about. Okay, let's just go through it. So right off the bat, this is probably something you do know. Maybe you tried to do it here and you just messed up. But if you jump into a dare at low percents like this, so you see how like as soon as you land, you go into the normal landing frames.
Oh yeah, you're actually.
I call it impact landing. So like, it's not a knockdown and it's also not ground stun. Cause like, let me see if I can find an example of ground stun. Okay, so that was an example right there, where if you dare someone, so he dared you. This is actually perfect. They're side by side. Okay, so you're both in the air. He down airs you.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you land, boom, you're in impact land. 1, 2, 3, 4 frames and you're actionable. It's just like landing from a laser or empty hopping. So very little, well, I mean, no stun, literally no stun. And then you down air him. He's trying to grab. You down air him. And you can see like because he got hit on the ground and he's getting spiked into the ground, he has this ground stun animation.
Yeah.
And then, let me find one more. Because this is important to understand, this mechanic. So you can see he shined you. So again, he's hitting you out of the air. And again, you're landing with just the 4 frames of landing lag. And it's interrupting the down air stun. Sorry, what'd you say?
So I could have just shined him?
Yep, you could have shined right here. See, you're shielding, right?
Mm.
So this is a really big concept because you can imagine if you can turn a Falco combo into a shine reversal, that's obviously huge in this matchup. Because that's a huge punish. Okay, so to go back to the first one, when you see a Falco jump like this in this matchup, what are you thinking of his threats?
He's gonna come down with a dare sort, or come down with a laser.
Exactly. Those are like his two only real options. He could do like a drop down shine and then like double jump or something. But you don't really have to be in this down air range, right? And in this case, he even double jumps. So the thing about Falco's full hop is it's very reactable. It's not like Fox's. You know how we talked about last time you were sort of struggling with Fox's full hop, and you were full hopping in response because you were like worried about it. Yeah. That's not really the case with Falco's full hop. Once he gets to up to here, you can pretty easily react to that, and then he double jumps even after that. So this should sort of trigger in your mind. I know we did go over this a little in the last lesson, but he's out of resources. He has nothing to stall with. So that means wherever he's drifting, he has drift, and he has a dare versus laser mix-up. That's pretty much all he has. So we'll see. So he's like doing sort of ambiguous drift, and then decides to come in with a dare. When you're at 0%, you should always challenge him coming down, because if you get dared, then if he comes down with the laser, then you just shine before it comes out, because he has to shoot the laser fairly low, or else it'll just go above your head. So you want to like get as close as you can, and then jump at the last moment, and then you jump shine to beat the laser. And if he dares you, you get hit like this, you impact land, and then you shine here. And it's a pretty generous window, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, he kind of messed up, but it was like 4 frames for you to get it. So it's not that difficult to get, is when you recognize the situation. And you see, like, you shielded this dare here. That's another opportunity. You could have jumped into it and shined. So it's very weird to think, because in most matchups you're thinking like, okay, can I get a CC shine maybe, like on a Fox snare? Because like you can see, like, if Fox did a full hop nair above you, maybe that's something you don't think about in other matchups, is going for CC shine either. And you can CC shine in this matchup at 0. That's one option. So like you can run under them instead of jumping into their fall. And then still shine if they dare you, and it can make it like easier to shine the laser sometimes. But the jump into the dare really makes it easy. So you could see, like, if you just knew that, you would be jumping into these downers and getting free shine openings, and you get the shine opening on the ground because you're jumping into the dare and then it spikes you back into the ground.
I can't wait to try it now.
Yeah, and you can see you kind of do it here just out of like instinct. So like this one, maybe you were trying to input something, but you do a down air. Like you just knew you were actionable, or you were just spamming. I'm not sure, but you can see, like, even when you're not meaning to do it, you're still like acting quick. And then this was another one. That one is weird because that was out of like an actual combo, and we'll see when we get to pillar combos later. We'll go over that. So let's wait for a pillar combo, because I want you to understand like how it actually works. Okay, you can see it there again. It's because of the way he's comboing. So the way it normally works is if you shine a Falco at a low percents where he's not getting knocked down by this down air, then what normally happens is the shine sends you upwards and the dare sends you downwards, and the way those two attacks, they knockback stack, and that prevents you from landing. So like the way this down air works, the reason this one knocks you into the ground and impact lands is because you don't have any shine momentum fighting upward against it. So the game says, oh, he's getting down aired into the ground at a pretty high velocity. I think that's like the main determining factor is your velocity out of the hit zone. So you can see, like, once again, you impact land and could have shined because you're literally shielding. So whenever you notice yourself shielding and the opponent's not actionable yet, that should be a cue to you, like, wait, I had a shine opportunity. Or maybe they're space and you could have dashed away or done whatever. So whenever you see yourself shielding in any matchup and your opponent's not actionable, you probably shouldn't have shielded. So you want to... Sorry?
That works as long as you're not at knockdown.
Right, as long as you're not at knockdown.
Or...
And then you also have to worry about if you're going to be in the knockback hit zone, which hopefully comes up. It only happens at low percent, so let me just skip through. Okay. You're both at 0. You should get one here. Okay, this isn't quite what I wanted. Maybe there isn't one in this game, but you can see on this down air, because you're grounded, you get sent into the ground stun. This is what it normally looks like if they get Shine Dare pillar combo. Yeah, okay. I don't want to go through the whole... I can send you an example after.
Sure.
Actually, let me just send you one real quick. Because it's like really common in every pillar combo.
Sorry, well, I don't know. I thought he dropped. Yeah. Yeah. Did get the coverage. I like. Mango rocking classic Falco.
Yep, the vanilla. Ginger already getting the laser game started.
Yeah, and that's another thing I love about this is you can watch just the gameplay and know which Falco is which based off what they do. Ginger typically a little bit more the laser heavy style Falco. For sure. He uses them effectively both offensively and defensively too, which I really like. And Mango, obviously when he's at the peak, is at his peak and really flying.
Yep. Ooh, okay, that should be it. There it is.
Got the laser too to stifle that jump.
Yep. Hot start for Ginger. Look very solid right now. Yeah, I mean, Mango throws out some lasers every so often, but he's not really trying to control space the way Ginger is with the lasers. He's usually using it as a cover for an approach. Yeah, try to get into
God, whereas
Ginger will really use the lasers to just cycle in the neutral.
Woo! Wow. He went for it. Yeah. Did get the coverage. I like that with the back air too, but Mango looking a little better there. Yep. But that's gonna be like that was not your bread and butter edge guard. He was looking for something out of the ordinary, and that could be. Oh wow, what a fastball!
Yeah, that was really smart for Mango.
Down there? Oh.
Okay, yeah, he had a couple options there, but it looks sketchy whether that forward smash would hit, so I respect the cojones to charge that and know it's going to hit for sure.
Okay, I am actually blown away. I can't find an example, but I'll just show it to you later. I don't want to waste a bunch of time on it.
Okay.
But basically, like, if you know what a regular pillar combo looks like, you know what I mean when I say you can like shine them into the air and then down air them, and they don't get knocked into the ground that way. Like,
yeah,
it's not an impact land. Okay. That's like the important thing, is to know the difference. So we got that. All these opportunities. Super important for low percent scrapping with Falco. Okay, so this is the first instance of lasering. So you get hit, he backs off, and lasers you again. Getting lasered out of the air is like one of the worst things in this matchup. So you have to be very careful. After this first laser hit, a big concept is understanding when you're at frame advantage or frame disadvantage. So like right here, you whiff this shine. That's probably why you're jumping. Okay. So this one's a little weird because you shined and you like have to jump. But you can see like when you get lasered out of the air, now he has all this time that you're descending. That adds to his like advantage in neutral. Because he can spend that time recognizing, oh, I hit him with the laser, time to go in. And now by the time he's ready to go in, because he reacted to you getting hit in the air, by the time you landed, he's already encroaching in on your space. So he's threatening an aerial and you full hop away, which is good sometimes, but you have to be very careful, especially on FD, because you're giving up all the ground control. So sort of like the situation he was in at the beginning of the game, where he jumped above and you could have reacted. Now the same thing is happening on his end. So this is one instance where you might have been better off just taking the laser and dashing away. Or you can take the laser and go for an aggressive approach. Those are often better risk reward for you than full hopping.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see he chases you, and now he's like spacing around your landing, but you come down with a laser. Because he did a bad laser timing, is really what he did. So that's one of the situations where the full hop works out. Is especially because you had stage control. That's why I think it wasn't that bad. You can sort of like drift away and then pay attention to when they're lasering and try and out laser them from the air. So you get a nice close laser. Oh, that's an okay nair. I don't mind that really, because he could have tried to contest it. The important thing is that you got this laser control, did a nice dash dance to mix up your approach, and you lasered him. So this is an example of how you counter the take laser dash back, because that's what he did.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would have liked to see another dash chance here though, because the reason you would do this is if you think they're like stuck here, or if they are like in shield, something like that. Because if he did like a take laser turnaround up tilt, it would probably beat this. And he also could do dash away, drift in bear or something. So
yeah, I think one thing I've noticed just myself is that I'll do like a lot of like dash stance leading, like closing in the gap, but like my final approach will like just kind of like result or like whittle down to laser approach.
Right. So I mean, it's okay to do laser approaches. The other reason you might consider doing a dash dance here is to let him do another take laser dash away, because he's not quite cornered yet when he's here, right? So if he's here, he still has that room to dash back. If he gets lasered here, he's probably not doing take laser dash back in the corner, which sounds like that's what you felt like you were doing. Is like you keep retreating over and over until you're in the corner, and now you can't retreat anymore. That's what you want to do to them. So we'll just see. So then you like kind of give up the space. I think that's okay, because you were just like, you recognize you missed, and then you retreat with the laser. So one huge thing, as soon as you see that they shielded your laser, you have to completely like change what you're visualizing. Did we go over this? I think we did, right? Visualizing their
out of shield mode, right?
Yeah. So again, he's in out of shield mode, and similar to Fox, one of Falco's best options out of shield is to wave dash towards and shine. Super high EV option, and not the easiest to counter when you're the one who just lasered. So if you dash away expecting that, that's fine, because you can like dash away and then dare back in on this spacing. But you also should watch out for the AC bear. That's a very common one. So that's probably like the first one I look for from lower skilled players, is the auto cancel back air.
It's so bad.
Yeah, it's bad, and I mean it's really good at beating out laser immediate aerial. So that's why it's so common.
Yeah.
So once you recognize that's why it's so common, it's very easy to dash dance right into space here, and that's why the higher level Falcos are playing this mix-up of the wave dash shine versus dash dance further away. But you have to like sort of calibrate for your opponent's skill level and just understand they're very likely to do this AC bear. And then as far as punishing it, you can, so if you wanted to back off a lot in case of the wave dash shine, you can still punish this AC bear. You would just do it with a laser. Again, lasering Falco out of the air, because that's a really strong counter. And like even if you hit him as he lands, like let's say you dashed over here and you're coming back in with the laser, and you can like space it easier that way. As long as you're close enough to get like laser grab or laser jump shine, it's still going to be a solid chance at a punish. Okay, and then you see you using up tilt to stuff his approach. That's like the most common way to stuff approaches in this matchup is up tilt. So that was perfect. If he were predicting this, he could have dash dance around it. So that's like the one thing you want to watch for. If a Falco does this up tilt that you do right here, you want to be doing a dash dance to stagger your timing. Because all it takes is one tiny stutter step dash dance to destroy Falcos for this. Because you can see like if he did a quick dash dance, you're not reacting to him coming in. You're sort of just reacting to the fact that he could come in and throwing out the up tilt, hoping it protects you. So if you wanted a less committal option, you could do dash away with like a bear, but again, that might lose to what he did, which was approaching laser. Mm-hmm. So there's all sorts of different counters for each one, and you just have to keep in mind the risks of each one and really try to pay attention to what they tend to do, because most Falcos do not use all of the options available to them. They'll tend to rely on like one or two, and then you can pick like a third option that beats both sometimes.
Yeah, everyone has their go-to.
Yeah, everyone has a go-to, and then like even when people adapt. Okay. No problem with that grab. Okay, this is another situation where recognizing frame advantage is really important. So he rolled away from your grab. I like the grab. It was a good idea, I think. And then you have frame advantage, right? So you can see he's still in his roll, and that means you are dictating this next mix-up. You could either laser before he moves or before he lasers, or you could approach. So you do the approach, and it hits. But I just want you to understand like what that mix-up was. Does that make sense? Like The reason the snare worked was because you had that 5 frames of frame advantage. Like, you didn't even have that much frame advantage, but without that, then he could like laser you, or he could up tilt. He probably could have still up tilted you. And that's another reason up tilt is such a common defensive tool. You see, like, it comes out quick enough that it would already be out this frame, because it comes out on frame 5. So 1 frame of turnaround, 5 for up tilt. He could have been up tilting right here. So another situation where consider doing the staggered dash dance timing if they show that they're willing to do a lot of up tilts. Or you can do like a close range laser. You have a lot of options. Okay. This actually seems to be something you do. Well, not that. That was just, let me see what you were going for. I guess you just thought it would hit. This is what we were talking about with Fox. Just shoot that laser. Cut off that double jump height. That's what you should be focused on. Because if you can keep him below this, below your laser, that means he's going to ledge, right? And if he's going to ledge, then you're just down smashing him and getting a free kill. But you can see, like, he wants the side B above ledge in case you edge hog or something. But even there, like, even if your laser completely whiffs here, so you shoot the laser, by the time you had like jumped off, because you like committed to this, you didn't realize he went too low to even get on stage. Okay, so this is happening a lot where you hesitate on the ledge when you recover. I don't know if you've noticed you do that.
No, I have, yeah.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is the frame, the last frame of ledge grab, frame 8.
Well, I know specifically I hesitate out of like side B.
Right. So like maybe something to work on is picking an option right away off ledge. Even if it's not the greatest option. One sec. So I'd rather you pick a bad option immediately than hesitate and pick a better option than you might have. And the reason for that being, you really need the invincibility frames to get off the ledge safely. Because you can see, like, oops. So once you wasted those few frames, like, I mean, this wouldn't have been safe regardless, but you could see, like, there was no way this laser was going to be anything except retreating. Because, like, he didn't even counter it that well. You can see, like, he sort of just, like, double jumped high and prayed that he would hit. And the alternative is, so you grab ledge and right away, even if you do a ledge stall, like, I'm totally fine with you doing a ledge stall. That can be good to, like, mix up your timing. I'd rather you just, like, habitually ledge stall in order to pick an option with intangibility, as opposed to hanging on ledge. But you really have to force yourself to make a decision at this point. And maybe, like, especially when you're doing up B, you have a lot of time to, like, think about what angle you're taking. And then as soon as you start taking that angle, you're already committed. So you need to start paying attention to what your opponent's doing. Because, like, you should already know, based on, like, your angle that you inputted, you should know, okay, I'm going to grab ledge as soon as my up B starts falling. What should I do off the ledge? So you have to kind of, like, switch from recovery mode into getting off the ledge mode in your mind. Like, it's a mental shift more than anything. Because I'm sure if you, like, solve the situation, you could, like, come up with different options. Like, what do you think would be good here? I can play it back. He's, like, about to land as you're up.
I mean, my go-to is just, like dash, up tilt. Right.
So you can see, like, he's doing this down air. You should be reasonably sure at this point that you're safe, right? So he's got all this lag, and if you just, like, ledge dash shine him, that's free. Another easy one you can do is just ledge hop side B on. Like, it's kind of cheesy, but you never ledge hop side B? Oh man, definitely add that in. It's kind of cheesy, and I'm, like, hesitant to even recommend it, but in the Falco matchups, it's actually just good. So, like, you have to be careful about it becoming a crutch where you just ledge hop side B all the time. But if you already mix in ledge dash, that's like it makes it a really good mix-up for you, because if they're over here trying to challenge ledge hop double laser, I'd say go for the ledge dash. But in situations like this where maybe it's like a little ambiguous if he's going to do something else, you could ledge hop side B and boom, he's all the way up here. He's not going to punish you. Falco in particular is pretty bad at punishing it. So characters like Marth and Sheik are going to punish the ledge hop side B a lot better because they're faster. But
it gives him another recovery to think about.
Yeah, exactly. It just gives another option that he'll struggle against. Was that an accident?
What?
This uppy? Or did you not realize you had to jump?
No, I actually do early uppies a lot.
Okay. You did this last time too, where you double jumped and then started an uppy right after. So I feel like you didn't recognize you had to jump. Do you know what I mean?
Or maybe I jumped on accident. Because usually in that situation, I just uppy.
Yeah, I was just looking at this. Like, you land, like, the same frame you get hit. So I don't think it even displayed the frame of you landing. So I think you actually just thought you had to up B, and it messed up your angle.
Probably at that.
But regardless, if you knew you had your double jump, you definitely should have used it. Like, you can see shorten would have been good there. I think you just didn't realize, though. So just be careful about whether you're landing or not. Okay. On respawn, you pretty much always want to either attack or laser here. Like, if he's right below you, there's really no harm in throwing out a back air, right? Because you can see, like, it would have just hit. And even if you're not going to throw out the back air because you think he's going to dash away or jump, there's no harm in shooting the laser. You should basically never empty land, right? Because it's like, why would you come down without a laser when you could come down with one?
Exactly.
Yeah. And then once he picks a side, so he's doing the dash through we kind of talked about last time with Invol. So once you recognize this dash through, I think like a short hop immediate dare in the direction they dash through can be good. Because it's pretty rare that someone does the dash through and then dashes back where they came from. That's very anti-meta. So, like, against a really good player, this might have actually hit them, trying to be tricky. But he's just thinking, like, okay, I'm just going to trick him once and go.
Yeah.
Plus, he wants this long end of the stage. Like, if you see where you came down, we sort of touched on this last time, where the fox was spawning here. He wants to be on this side. So what a lot of people will do is they'll start on the short end and then go for the dash through to the long side. So that way they have all this room to retreat from your lasers. Because if he lets you come down here, imagine he's on the left side and this is just mirrored. If he dashes through and this down air is going to the left, well, he has less room to work with. So just some things to keep in mind when you're attacking out of your respawn. Because it's actually really important in this matchup that you make your invol count. Because it's just like the punish game is so big that if you're able to get an opening without risking anything, like obviously you want to be taking advantage of that.
Yeah.
And then sort of like right after, like, okay, you missed. At this point, you still have a little bit of invol left, I think. Yeah. So you should be lasering. Whenever you're at this distance, you always want a laser. If he doesn't have a laser out already, you want a laser because there's no downside. I guess the only potential downside is if he lasers right after you. But still, like, it's a good habit to recognize situations where you can establish laser control and just take that opportunity before he does. And you even short hopped. I don't know if you like thought maybe it was a bad idea to laser or if you messed up, but you can see like if you had lasered, he'd be sitting here shielding your laser at the perfect range for a mix-up, a laser mix-up.
I think I did mean the laser. That's why I kind of
Okay,
dodged there.
that makes sense then. But you do it again. That's why I was like, wait. Yeah. So. So maybe that one was supposed to be a downer, and you did it too late.
I honestly don't remember.
That's okay. You can just see the opportunity though. He's not lasering. What he should have been doing is, as soon as he sees this jump, well, he's thinking a laser's coming, so he shields. and then he sees this, so he's full hopping, probably expecting another laser, right? So his mindset is, I don't want to get trapped on the ground by this Falco's lasers. And he's invincible, so I can't even hit him. I can't do any sort of anti-air. So he full hops away, and then comes down with the laser. So now he has laser control, and you need to start respecting the shuffle threat, either by up tilting or moving out of the way. So let's see. So he wave dashes back, which is a really bad decision. I guess that could kind of cover if you did a take laser aggressive option, but there's really no reason to cover it that way, I don't think. So he sees you give up space. So you both kind of like give up space for no reason.
Well, I kind of just dashed back because I thought he was gonna.
Right. Oh, okay. I see. You missed your first laser dash back, or like you did it a little too early because you started walking, and then you.
I always do that. Oh my god.
And then you dash wave dash. So this is sort of what we talked about before, where the wave dash is committing you way too hard. You want to be dash dancing in this matchup. Like, you can use dash dance or you can use dash wave dash aggressively to like close space and like sneak under lasers with a shine. But if you're retreating, you want to be able to shield at all of these times so you don't get locked down by the laser. Okay, so you also like retreated really far for no real reason.
Yeah.
Because I would say like if he's at this range and you're worried about the approach, one thing I like to do is I'll do a short hop or a dash back for a short distance, and then I'll backflip short hop right here and down air. So you know like the Wizrobe stomp?
Oh, wait, say it again, sorry.
So you know when Wizrobe does a take laser and then he like turns around and stomps in place, but he's doing like this weird circle motion?
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
So this is something I took from Zoo. He used to do this backflip there, and it's really good because when you're doing the backflip, your body's at like a diagonal, and their shuffle's really likely to miss. So if he came in with a down air, let's say you're worried about him down airing right here, I would rather dash back and backflip and then drift back into the same spot I came from. So that way, like if he did the shuffle, I down air, and if he didn't, I can like sort of react and laser instead. Because you can sort of react to what he's doing while you're starting the backflip. So you could see like, if you had done that, you would be in the air right now and you could kind of react and laser. You have to react really early in your jump, but you can still kind of do it. And then, so he retreats and then you also retreat. And now you can see you're cornered. So this is what you were talking about. You were saying you feel like you retreat too much. But keep in mind, you could have also up tilted. So that's like the main anti-air versus shuffles. If you thought he was going to shuffle a dare, you could have just anti-aired with up tilt, right? And that would require him to do a dash chance timing. So it is still risky if he reads it and does a dash chance. But on the plus side, you don't give up stage when you up tilt, while still protecting yourself from shuffle. So that's why I like those two mix-ups, the up tilt and then the dash short hop backflip dare. Because they're both good at like countering shuffle without giving up too much stage.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean.
And if you do the backflip, keep in mind that if you get lasered doing the backflip, you're getting lasered out of the air. So that can be bad. That's another reason to favor up tilt.
Okay.
So let's see. Is there anything else? Okay, so you retreat, you get lasered again. Now that was pretty good. So you just did like a quick dash full hop to get out of the corner. And this is really hard for him to deal with. Like, how's he supposed to hit you? Especially at 0. That's another thing you could have done in the last interaction was crouch cancel. Because if he dares you, you'd still CC shine him.
True.
Right, like if you just CC here, he could running shine or like dash jump shine, but you can't cover everything, obviously. So you just have to think of all the different tools you have at your disposal. And another one, since he's at 80, you can do take laser dash attack is sometimes good. Not necessarily at this range, but if he were closer with a laser, that can be good. So you kind of want to just like map out all your different options and figure out what they counter. So I liked the first full hop, and then I feel like you do the second one sort of out of panic. because this was beautiful. Full hopped over him to take center stage. He has no real way of like combating that because you're at 0. Even if he back aired you perfectly, like even if he jumped up and shined you somehow, precision shine out of the air, like you're not getting comboed off that at that high. So you come down with laser, and then this should be a situation where you're reacting to his full hop because he chased you up after you full hopped. So I feel like if you're reacting to that full hop, then you're thinking, okay, I can. Well, what do you think you should do if you're reacting to that full hop?
I mean, just running him with an air or something.
Well, what would you do if this was a Fox full hop? Let's say Fox is up right here with his full hop.
Oh, I mean, then just laser him. Lands, right?
Yeah, you could dash back laser. What else could you do?
You could call it out with the up tilt.
Exactly.
Because with Falco, it's more reactive.
And when is up tilt good versus Fox full hop? I guess this is too ambiguous of a question, but it's when you're at low percent, right?
Okay.
Because if you're at 150, you kind of don't want to go for an up tilt versus a full hop back air. Yeah, because the risk of trading is really bad. But at 5%, what's another thing you could do since you're at low percent?
Just CC, right?
You could CC. There's one more thing.
Like CC shine.
You could CC shine. Well, what could he come down with? Think about his options, because he really limited his options.
Oh. You mean like Power Shield is laser coming down?
Well, that's really hard. You could do the jump in. You could do the impact land, right, where you jump into him.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that one is kind of tricky because like he's facing backwards, so you probably think like he's definitely back airing, but he could down air, right? So you could jump into maybe like jump, reading this drift away, because he could like drift away with the back air, so you can kind of like jump and read that. And if he back airs at a height that would like be strong near the ground, then you might shine him before his back air comes out. And if he down airs, you get hit into the ground and shine. So you kind of do like when you jump into it and you're expecting a down air, you kind of like double tap the shine. So you'll shine, try and hit him out of the air, and then if you get hit to the ground, you shine again. Like you input it twice and only one will hit.
So you kind of just spam the B button?
Yeah, I wouldn't spam it because you kind of want to time it for both instances. But if it helps you just to get it at first, you can definitely just spam. It's not even like that bad to spam. I just wouldn't recommend it as like an end goal thing.
I mean, it's better to be for types anyway.
Yeah, I mean there are situations where it's better to spam because you can't react, but I think you can time it in that sort of scenario. So you do this beautiful thing. You full hop over him. He full hops out of desperation, but because you left the ground, you could see like a situation that should have been bad for him. Like he's shielding because he knows he fucked up. So if you go back and see this full hop, look at what he's doing. Watch the tan Falco. He's like, oh shit, he's crouching here expecting you to fight him, and you're just like, fuck that. So he reacts, full hops up, and then realizes he's not even gonna come close to hitting you. And now he's like, shit, now I have to land. And he might be even thinking, I can't even back air him because he's at 0 and could CC. So, and he does go for the down air. So if you had just stayed on the ground, you could definitely pressure him here. He's shielding for a reason.
Wow.
Yeah. And I think the reason you're doing the full hop is because you aren't reacting to his full hop. And it's sort of like with Fox where like you either aren't expecting him to full hop, so you just are scared of something ambiguous, or you think, I'm not really sure like what it is, but it feels like you're imagining some threat that's not really there.
I think it's just like a panic thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably a panic thing, and you can see how like on a platform stage that might not be a big deal, but on FD that gives him a huge opportunity because like. So you do a good full hop because it was a dash full hop. So I like that one. And then he does one that's really bad and he shields. And then you do one that's really bad. And then like he shields instead of hitting you. Even here, he could like laser out a shield. Let's see what he does.
I figured it out.
Yeah, he goes for a wave dash. So he didn't quite react to your spacing properly, but you can imagine he could have lasered you out of the air here, and now you're in a really bad situation. Because you're going to eat this laser and fall for 5 to 10 frames while he could be shuffling at you. Because he can hit confirm a laser in the air really easily. Okay. So I hate getting hit by reflected lasers. I actually labbed it, and if you get... this one's like kind of weird because you're a little too far, but if you get hit by this reflected laser close, you can just F smash. Versus Fox, it like... I don't think it true punishes, but it's like really close to true punishing, and it would only cover if they like full hopped out of their shine like frame perfect. And even then, I think it still hits him at certain spacings. So versus Falco, it would definitely work. Well, the laser stun could be different, I guess. But generally, I say take this laser, react, and just attack him somehow. It can be an F smash, it can be a shuffle since you're a little further away. Or you can shoot a high laser above him. So a lot of Foxes and Falcos that do this reflector shenanigan, they'll just hold it and let you laser twice. Or they'll try and full hop, because that's most people don't learn to tap jump wave dash out of it or anything. So you can shoot a laser above him and then attack. But this is really just a gimmick. You can just attack it.
It's surprising how much it comes up to.
And you actually did kind of attack him out of it. I think you just sort of hesitated, which is fine. It's hard to react to. So it's an okay nair. So notice you do this. This isn't necessarily bad, but this is the second time you've attacked and then retreated when you whiffed. So keep in mind, like, this isn't... Falco Dittos aren't like playing against a Marth or other faster characters. He's not going to like whiff punish you for stuff like this. So if you do this nair and you realize you whiff, consider keep attacking, right? You can see, like, if you had dash attacked or running shined is great for calling out lasers. Both of those options would have been good at stuffing this laser attempt. Does that make sense? How that's like different from the whiff punish matchups?
Yeah, I think I get stuck in like modes where it's like, all right, I gotta dash back a lot. It's like, no, I gotta move forward a lot.
Yeah, I think it's almost like you don't want to approach when you're not quote unquote ready. That's the sense I get. Where like, so you're like, okay, I'm ready to do the approach. You even like hesitate and you're like, okay, now I'm ready. And because you're not ready here, you're like, wait, the nair didn't hit. But instead of reevaluating this situation as you whiff, you're sort of just dashing away so you can reset and quote unquote try again, right?
Yes,
does that make
yes,
sense?
yes.
You're like, okay, this didn't work. Let me try again and set up. But you don't want to just dash away to set up all the time because you're giving your opponent time to counter your retreat. Like, and you're not taking advantage of situations where you have them under pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I can't hear you if you're speaking.
I'm not. I'm just typing something real
Okay.
quick. Okay. Yeah, I'm just making a note, so if it comes up in another lesson, we can go over it again. So, boom, approach, dash away. Oh, this is the same as the Fox. Did you see it? What'd you do wrong there? I'll give it a couple tries.
Wait.
It's after your nair approach.
Okay.
Something really specific.
Oh, I didn't jump into the dare.
Not that. I mean, that's correct, but before that, it's hard because it's just
I
so
didn't
fast.
take laser up tilt?
You did the dash wave dash away.
Oh, wait, I need to see it again.
Yeah, that's fine. It's really fast. So you see how you did the dash wave dash?
Oh, yeah.
Which, like, it's like, well, what is the purpose of that? I mean,
My hands just like the wave dash. There is no...
I feel ya. Well, if you're gonna dash wave dash here, like I said, you could dash wave dash towards them and shine them. That'd be the most fun, aggressive option. But really, you should... I mean, it's honestly not even that bad in this scenario. Because, like, maybe he's going to do laser into approach. But you can see why I don't like it. Because it's basically a really hard read. Where if they do anything other than approach into right where you miss, or right where they miss. So, like, if they don't barely miss you with a shuffle here, then you're just giving up all the stage for no reason. And you can usually just avoid shuffles with a dash anyway. So, you can see, like, look how much you cornered yourself because you dash wave dashed.
I know exactly why I do it now. I realized.
Why is that?
It's because I'm so bad at moving out of laser dash. I'm like much more comfortable with wave dash, so I think I default to.
Well, that's what's funny is you already had dashed. So I think it's actually just like what you said before, where it's just muscle memory, because you can see like you dash, you did a perfect dash. Like it's totally fine to be dash chancing right here because you don't know what he's going to do. And if he lasers, then you play the laser mix-up on the defensive end. But you're not even putting yourself in position to play that mix-up. You're just like giving up all the stage. And what's the biggest problem is he's just going to reapproach with another laser, right? I mean, he doesn't in particular. He just runs at you. But then you even just do it again, I think, right? Let's see. So dash, wave dash, wave dash. You did it twice. So, and it's, I feel like it has to be because you're worried about getting hit by something. But if you're that worried, okay, so one thing you have to consider, if you keep retreating like this, unless the opponent does something really, some egregiously bad aerial behind you that you can whiff punish, all that's going to happen is you're delaying the inevitable. You're just going to end up cornered. This is a big thing versus Fox too, where it can be really tempting to just go further and further into the corner. But when you get all the way to the corner and he's still lasering you and you're still at this distance, you're playing the same mix-up, but now you're in the corner. So it's like, if you're going to end up playing that mix-up 90% of the time anyway, wouldn't you rather play it right here in the middle of the stage? Like, let's say you get hit by this laser, if he shoots it properly, and you're right here, we'll play the turnaround up tilt mix-up, play the running shine aggressive option out of take laser. Or you can even just take, let's say you get hit by the laser right here and you're worried about shuffle early aerial, just shield. Shine him out of shield for an early aerial. So you have a lot of options to play this defensive end of the laser mix-up. It's not like that terrible where you just want to get out of range no matter what. Because you'd much rather fight it in the middle of the stage. Even on FD, it's 0%. Like, FD is like the stage where that's least true, and it's still really true that you'd rather do it in the middle of the stage. But especially on platform stages, you can imagine, like, if you get hit in the corner on Battlefield, well, you could still die. If you get hit in the middle of the stage of Battlefield, you're DIing to platforms. You're going to be mostly okay. Does all of that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, you explained it really well.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. So you can see, like, and the key to changing this behavior will just be recognizing when you're doing the retreats. And you have to sort of like what we talked about with your homework last time. I don't know if you got a chance to try it, but doing aggressive dash threes against Fox.
I haven't really implemented it.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, like I said, I know it wasn't much time between lessons, but
it's also like the most unnatural thing.
Yeah, no, it totally is. That's why I say, I specifically say force yourself, because you have to like go into the game and just say, okay, this Falco's just going to dare me in the face, but one of the times he's going to do an approaching laser and my dash through will actually work, and then I'll see the merit of it. And it's one of those things you kind of have to see and like do, and then once you do it and it works, you're like, okay, I get how it can be used. And it's still a mix-up. But especially in this matchup, the reason it's a really good mix-up, not only can you dash towards your opponent, but if you're jumping at 9%, he can't even down air you without getting shined. Right? So that's another thing to consider. When you're at this low percent, dashing through and jumping is going to be way safer.
Yeah.
And you can see you sort of did sort of what I said happened where like now you're playing the mix up, and he got a pretty lucky shine, but you can see like you could have been center stage with that same exact mix up, and instead now feels bad because you're in the corner. Okay. I guess that's okay. I was gonna say one option you have is react to that double jump and roll in. Same with like Fox full hop.
Well, safer.
I'm sorry?
I mean, it's safer.
You think it's safer to roll in?
Isn't it?
Versus, I'm sorry, I'm confused.
Then like going off stage.
Oh, well, I mean, it's just a mix-up. It's just something to consider. I didn't think this was that bad, honestly, because most Falcos won't come down with a laser, which is what would beat a retreat here. So you could even like run off side B or something tricky. And a lot of Falcos do the double jump and then they drift in with a back air. So just knowing the mix-ups. If they're going to drift in, you can like laser or run off double jump laser, or just stay in the corner in general. And if they're going to drift in, then you can like roll under, dash under, or so what you did like was sort of like the hardest option to pull off, which was he drifted in and you stayed in the corner, but totally reasonable because of like all his other threats. I just want to make sure you understand what your other options were.
No, thank you for pointing that out.
Okay, so great late nair. Consider shine grab there. Shine grab's really good in the corner. I guess they're kind of likely to spot dodge, so I don't have a real problem with your pressure. Yeah, that worked out, and then you can confirm this in F smash.
F smash, yeah.
Yeah. If you can't confirm it, like let's say you react late, you can also down smash usually. Like at this percent in DI and knockback, down smash probably works. You can even F tilt if you're like, oh, I'm not sure, maybe up angle F tilt, just because like you just want to send him off stage more than anything. It'd be great to get the KO or like down air. Let's see. Oh, what did you do? Oh no! Why? I'm not sure I can explain that one. I don't know if you have any insight.
I think I just didn't know what to do.
Okay. So yeah,
like,
this definitely seems like a
anything.
coping mechanism, right?
Yeah.
Where you're just like, I'm not comfortable in the current fight, whatever's going on, so I'm just gonna dash wave, dash away. This has probably paid off for you in some situation, and you like really liked it, and you were like, oh, this seems really good. But hopefully you can see all the opportunities you're dropping instead.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that's one of the things about retreating, and I'm like a similar player in the sense that I like to take laser dash back and do a lot of retreating options. And in the past, I've even been very willing to corner myself because I got so good at like playing the corner options where I'd be fucking standing here against Foxes and I would do the backflip dare, and it's really tricky in the corner. It's really hard for Fox to actually hit you because like his nair has to be coming down in the corner, right? So like even if I do the backflip, it's like impossible to shuffle nair at Falco and hit him during the backflip. So I would just fucking beat Foxes in this tiny fraction of the stage. But what happens is it's just too high risk. So I ended up shifting more towards like engaging earlier in the stage, like earlier in the interaction, so that I had more stage to work with. So you're probably doing something similar where you're just like, I do this dash wave dash away, and I don't see any negative repercussions, right? It's not like you got hit for it. So you have to realize that even if you don't get hit for something, it could still be bad if it's giving up an opportunity.
It's pretty cool that melee stuff's like, a lot of it's already like figured out.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I like...
Not figured out, but you know, it's like there are
No, for sure. I mean, there's definitely like, so it's like there's an established meta, and like once you know the meta, that's like a lot of what lessons are going over IMO is like getting students up to speed on what the meta is, and then also showing them how their like own personal approach to the game is like creating bad habits or making bad decisions. Because it's not like you didn't really like learn that dash wave dash from anyone probably, right? It's just something you picked up and you're using for a certain reason. So once you can like understand why you're doing things, it's a lot easier to change them. So kind of like do it there, desperation dare. Okay. So never do this.
No.
No.
I love these lasers.
Okay, well, let me think. I don't want to say
No,
never. Okay, what is your reason for doing it? I guess is what I need to know.
I just feel like it throws them off their balance flow.
Okay. What is the best case scenario from this laser?
Well, I guess it doesn't really do
Anything, yeah.
anything, but I think
No.
it feels like it throws them off their time.
No, I feel you. It can definitely like you hit him, especially if you get him with both, like here. But like if you're going to do them, the best case scenario for these is that you do what you say, which is like you sort of scare them and then they like drift away and you F tilt them. But you like drifted back and you're so far away that you're not going to do anything. Maybe you could do another one.
I think I do.
Yeah. Okay.
And
But like, so this is my thought process. You get this up air. You know he's in the corner. So like, what do you think could have been better if you're not lasering? He's in the air at 123. What is your goal at this percent and in this position? You don't even know how to accomplish it. What is your goal?
Oh, just to knock them off.
Yeah, knock him off stage. You could say your goal is to land a killing blow, but that's like a higher degree of difficulty than just knocking him off stage. Even just knocking him off stage is good and probably easier. So what are some good ways you could knock him off stage?
You mean like in this position?
Yep, in this position.
I guess.
What move would you use?
Well, I don't know. Like here, I guess.
What are Falco's best moves for knocking people off stage?
Go off there.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I don't know.
Okay, so I would say the two that came to mind for me, one is back air. Like
Okay,
that's
that's
just
my thought.
it's a really good hitbox and pretty low commitment. And then the other is like laser into F tilt. I guess it's sort of like a dual combination of things.
Okay.
But-
I thought laser F tilt too actually.
Okay. Yeah, I mean you did the laser. That's the other thing I was gonna say is like if you're just gonna laser his landing, I think that's also good. Especially because he's so high up, reading his drift is kind of hard.
Doesn't dare beat back here.
Doesn't dare. It doesn't. It'll trade, which is all you need, right?
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, when you're coming down with dare, especially with a fast fall, do you know what hitbox interpolation is?
Nope.
Okay, it's also called hitbox dragging. But the idea is that if Falco's doing a down air, let's say there's like 1 unit of space below his foot that is disjointed. Does that make sense?
Just the hitbox?
Yeah, like imagine the little red bubble around his feet.
It's just a little bigger.
Well, let me see. Does he do a down air? Okay, so he does his down air. Let's say the hitbox is right at his tippy toe, right? When he's falling, the hitboxes actually drag upwards, so it's more like at his ankle.
Oh, that's like hitbox gravity.
Hitbox gravity. Well, it's based on like the hitbox isn't moving. It's more like the hitbox comes out, and then as Falco continues, the hitbox doesn't come with him. It stays where it was on the frame that it came out. That's like the general idea. I can send you some documentation on that, but you can even just test it yourself if you have 20xx. Just do a down air and do a fast fall, and you'll see, and you can like pause and see how the red line will be like inside his foot or whatever. And if you do a rising down air, it'll be way below his foot. And the same is true horizontally. That's why if you've ever done a fadeaway down air, that's why it beats things way better than an approaching down air.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So when they're falling down with this down air like this, if you can do a back air that's like at the peak of your short hop, where you're not going upwards, and it's really easy to beat this.
Oh, okay.
Or at the very least trade. Yeah. It's a really subtle thing in Melee. One of the things that I think makes it really cool. But it actually is pretty important. So like another one is Peach dash attack. If you do a fadeaway down air versus Peach dash attack, it actually beats it like very cleanly.
I definitely done that. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you do an approaching down air into Peach dash attack, even if the down air hitbox is already out and it'll feel exactly like the same timing, it'll just trade or lose.
I swear, I thought it was just okay.
Yeah, it's not bad luck. It's just like that's actually how it was programmed. So, like what you said, I think is good. Go for a laser. You can even go for a laser grab here if you want to be safe, but because he was so high up, it gives you plenty of time to react and like set up this laser. And you kind of want to set up a laser that's like high enough off the ground that he can't get his laser out or whatever. I don't think he could really get a laser out here, but you want to do it. You don't want to shoot like one on the very ground, right? Because he could get a laser out right at your head height. Just do it at like mid height or your head height, and then laser into F tilt or laser into grab, or even laser into down smash if you can like combo it. But he still has his double jump, I think. So that's sort of my thought process when I see him up here. This comes up versus Marth a lot as well. Imagine like a Marth is up here. Your goal is generally to turn your back and look for a back air to knock him off, right? So you can think of it the same way with Spaceys. Fox and Falco, if they're up here and they're at 120, where a fucking back air sends them off and they're almost dead at that point, then that's why you should prioritize back air. But like I said, laser also good. Good down smash. So this was good. This was a situation where your dash back paid off, right? Oh, you actually reacted to his double jump is what it really was. I didn't even realize that the first time. So you can see you dash back. You didn't have enough space to wave dash, so it actually prevented you. I think you would have dash wave dashed if you had room. So you go for the laser, react to him above you, which is exactly what we talked about versus Fox, right? You shoot the laser and react to the full hop, and then you dash dance around it. Oh, that's sexy. Okay. Boom. Grab with punish. Only thing I would say is, I mean, you go for the up throw shine, right? Yeah. That's fine. I think going for back throw is really good, though. Because you could actually just kill Falco. If you do back throw into, like, F smash at 0, and he jumps into it right away, that's a kill. Or if you think he won't double jump right away, that means he's, like, dipping lower, and you can, like, read the double jump with the runoff shine. Or you can laser to cover his double jump back. So it's kind of like a 1 in 3, 1 in 4 chance that you cover his option here, but it's like a 25% chance of killing basically. So I generally take that, but on FD going for the shine punish isn't that bad because if you get the shine, then you get the drop down air and you get a really hard combo. So both fine. Okay, and this was a situation. I don't know if that was just a mistake. This is a situation where you had laser control. And it feels like I think this comes up later, where you get laser control, but it feels like you don't recognize that you have this control. Like, I don't. So as soon as you're in this, sort of like we talked about how like he should be in out of shield mode where you're like reading the out of shield option. Anytime you get that laser control, you need to be thinking, all right, I got him locked down. This is my chance. And it doesn't mean you have to go in right away. You can laser again. You can dash dance to see if he's going to throw out an up tilt or something. Let's see, what does he do? He just walks away. So if you had just attacked him, he probably would have died. But instead you're like doing this, it might have been an accident, or you might have like thought he would full hop out of the corner, right? But like on FD, your mentality is sort of like, I don't care if he full hops out of the corner. Because like, even though you did that before, you can play it correctly here if you're not committing to something. So like if you do an approaching nair into the corner after he full hops out, then you don't have time to do anything. But if you are just dash dancing here and you see the full hop, well, then you can just play the same game we were talking about on the left side of the stage, where you're just trying to laser his landing or back air him. At this percent, you wouldn't want to back air. You might want to shark with up tilt instead. So just keep that in mind. Like anytime they full hop, that's very reactable. And you can see he sort of reacted to yours, right? So
what do you want to do about time?
Are you good?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we probably won't finish the whole game, but let's see. There was like one more thing. I wanted to go over more of the laser, and then
I'm down to pick it up from where we left off. If you want to do another.
Okay. I mean, I'll just go for a few more minutes then, and
Okay,
we can do a second one after you've had more practice with this stuff. Because I think a lot of the Fox one bled into the Falco too, like a lot of the unnecessary retreating and panic full hops. So it'd be nice to see some games where you can like resist doing that and instead actually engage. Because there's some laser wars stuff that we definitely need to go over. But it feels like it didn't really come up in this because neither of you are really lasering. But before you get to the next one, it's really just important that you understand that establishing laser control is like the main way you win this matchup. So you can see like he reacted to your full hop and then he lasered. So now he has laser control. And again, you're just retreating, right? So we see the same pattern where you just retreated 3 times in a row. Now you're shielding. And now, so this is good, but he dashed back. So, but you can see like there was no real risk in that, right? Unless he hard reads that, he's not going to like punish the wave dash back shine. That's why that's good. So I guess we can end on that note. Just when you go into your next matches, just really look for opportunities to establish laser control. And when they have laser control, make sure you're being aware of whether you're retreating or not. Does that all make sense?
You have a lot to think about.
Yeah, I mean, we went over a lot, but I feel like it's stuff that's pretty actionable, hopefully. Hopefully you feel that way.
Definitely apply it.
Yeah, let me just write a few things down here.